El Yeshua si Eftach v'lo yefcha Ki yaziv zimras Adonai Vayehi li Yeshua Ushavtem mayim besason Mimayne ha-Yeshua L'Adonai ha-Yeshua Ahalamecha Yirchasecha Sela Adonai Tzvayis imanu Miskav lanu Elohei Yaakov Selah Adonai Tzvahot Ashrei Adam Boteach Bo Adonai Hoshia HaMelech Yahaneinu V'yom Kareinu LaYehudim Ha'eta Ora V'simcha V'sason V'kar Keti Elano Koes Yeshua Es Esau V'shem Adonai Yekra Sabri Marana Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Peri Hagafen La 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 my la 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 I la 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 Bisamim Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam Ba'orei minei besamim La 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 my la 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 my la 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 I la 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 I la 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 Haish Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam Ba'orei me'orei ha'esh La 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol ben or lechosher ben Yisrael la'amim ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshes yemei hamaseh Baruch atah Adonai Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol Eliyahu Hanavi Eliyahu Atishbi Eliyahu Nadi Eliyahu Agiladi Eliyahu Hanavi Eliyahu Atishbi Eliyahu Agiladi Eliyahu Hagil Hi Meiraya Bavaleino Mashiach ben David Meira Ya Bavaleino Mashiach ben David Shavua Tov everyone Shkoyach Roni. So again We've just made Havdala, and we're entering into a week, not just any week, but a special week, a week in which we are going to celebrate and mark the holiest day of the year, the Yom Kippur, Yom HaKippurim. It is the highlight of our year. It is the pinnacle, the peak of our year. And as mentioned, sadly, we won't be in Shul for Kol Nidre, and we will meet again tomorrow evening, please God, Bezrat Hashem, at 5 o'clock, where we will sing through some of the beautiful Kol Nidre songs together with Ronnie, the various different, especially the Elwood classics, the Kihine and the Yale and the Kol Nidre as well, for a half an hour from 5 to 5:30, at least to give us some feeling of being in the shul and singing the beautiful Kol Nidre songs. But of course, on Monday, Yom Kippur itself, we do recite Yizkor. We do recite Yizkor, and Yizkor will be very different. Usually the seats here will be absolutely packed to the rafters as we recite Yizkor for our loved ones. We remember those in our community who have since passed on. Remember the martyrs of our people. Remember those who gave their lives for Israel, and so on. This year we will be doing so in a very personal way. We will be in our homes when we mark Yizkor, when we say Yizkor. And I should make it quite clear, it is not for a rabbi or a chazan to recite Yizkor on your behalf. Usually in a shul, a rabbi and a chazan does lead Yizkor, but Yizkor should be recited by yourselves. And to make it a very meaningful and personal experience, all the prayers can be said. The Yizkor prayer, the El Malei Rachamim, and I'll note that at 12 o'clock on Monday, Jews across Melbourne, across Victoria, at the same time will be reciting Yizkor. In my home, while thankfully I don't have to recite Yizkor, my parents, may they live and be well, I still among the living, but yet I will recite at 12 o'clock the El Malei Rachamim for our Elwood Shule faithful, and for those who have passed on, and for all the people who we remember. I will have the booklet in front of me, and we will have everybody in mind, but that's not to take anything away from your personal Yizkor. You remember your personal loved ones and anybody else you would like to remember on the day. So just to get us in the frame of mind, it doesn't really feel like a Yizkor vibe here, but just to put it into perspective, perhaps, of why we recite Yizkor. You know, I was looking at today's parasha briefly, and I'll share something with you. Moshe Rabbeinu passes away. We've almost finished as you know, the cycle of the 5 books of Moses. Today was Parashat Ha'azinu, which means there's only one parasha left, the Zot HaBracha. So Moses is literally about to go up to the mountain and pass away as God instructs him to do. And the word used is Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh, which means in the essence of the day, in the broad daylight, smack in the middle of the day, Moses is going to pass away. And Rashi, who we all know as the preeminent commentator on the Torah, tells us 2 other places where Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh is used in the Torah. 2 very famous stories. And there's a common thread that runs through all the stories, and it takes us all the way to Yom Kippur. Rashi tells us the first place where Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh, in broad daylight, in the middle of the day, was used, was when Noach was building the ark. As we know, Noach spent many years putting together, constructing this mammoth ark. And the Medrash tells us that it took so many years because God wanted to give that generation the opportunity to shape up, to pull up their socks, to act in a better way for themselves, not to live such a selfish lifestyle, and so on. And each time somebody would come up to Noach and say, why are you building this ark? It was Noach's opportunity to say, you know what? God, there will be a flood. God will be pressing the reset button, so to speak. Perhaps you need to shape up, do a little bit of teshuvah, think about the world around you. And they would laugh and they would scoff until it started raining. And when it started raining, they all wanted to get into this ark. But it was then too late. Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh, God told Noach and his family to go into the teva, to go into the ark. And then they were kicking and screaming on the walls, let us in. Why didn't you think about that for the last 120 years while the ark was being built? Is a very good question. Says Rashi, the next time Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh was used with the story of Paro. Plague after plague after plague, he put the Jews through. And finally, he gives up on the last plague and he says, you know what, just leave already. And at that point, it was already too late. Sorry, mate, Paro, you had so many chances. You waited till Makat Becharot, you waited till people started dying, and then you woke up. Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh, God said, the Jews are going to leave Egypt. And now, Moses is passing away. Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh. What happened here? It's fascinating. All of a sudden, the Jews said, we're not letting Moses up the mountain. We're not going to let him die. He's our leader. We want him with us. And the commentaries point out, wait a second, for 40 years, all you did was complain to the man. You took him for granted. You didn't appreciate his leadership. You had chutzpah. And all of a sudden, now he's passing away. You realize, oh, he's our leader. We're going to miss him. Be'etzem hayom hazeh, he is going to pass away. That is a very powerful thought for Yom Kippur, which, by the way, is also referred to in the Torah as Be'etzem Hayom Hazeh, the essence of the day. It's an unfortunate trait, but it's a characteristic of the human being to wait till it's too late to start taking things seriously. Whether it's in the time of Noach, whether it's the times of Paro, whether it's the times of Moses, or whether it's our own time. Sadly, it's to no fault of our own, really, because that's the way we're wired. But Yom Kippur is a bit of a wake-up call where, sadly, we wait for a tragedy, or we wait for an illness, or we wait for something to be on the brink of disaster before we do something about it. So Yom Kippur is really the day where we are faced with, as we know, with our vulnerabilities. We're faced with our own mortality. We're faced with how frail and fragile life itself is. And this is not supposed to be a sad thought or a scary thought. It's supposed to be something that actually empowers us. It's a wake-up call to say we stare death in the face, so to speak. The prayers are very confronting. We dress in white, the songs that we sing, and yes, we pause and we welcome and embrace the souls of our loved ones. So perhaps the message of Yizkor is, Be'etzem hayom hazeh. Let us not wait till the end to start bringing a little bit of meaning, a little bit of productivity, a little bit of joy, a little bit of peace into our lives. Yom Kippur is there to remind us it's just our soul and our creator, especially this year where there's no one to rock up to, there's no one to talk to, there's no one to see and to show off to, so to speak. It's my soul and my creator. The mask, the masecha is off. It's between us and God. So Yizkor. We embrace and we welcome the souls of our loved ones. And we talk about death, and we talk about the end of life, and we talk about how fragile life is, not to scare us, but to remind us that life is about living. Zachrenu lechayim. Yizkor comes from the word zachrenu. Remember to live meaningfully, remember to live joyfully, remember to live peacefully, and not to wait. And I should say one more thing, that the dying words on Moses' lips before he passed away was, if only you were smart and you would understand this idea of not waiting till the end. That's what he told his people. It's the most fascinating thing. So let's live lives not thinking about our end every day, but living meaningfully, living purposefully. Let's do it for the sake of those who are remembering and for our sake as well. And let's continue to be a source of nachas. You know, we always talk about nachas when it comes to kids and bar mitzvah kids. Nachas is for all of us. Let's give nachas to those around us, the living and to those who are we remembering today. Let's pledge to continue to honor their memory, that we should continue their legacy, to live life and to grab life by the horns, and not to wait for something to happen in order to wake us up. So with that, I think perhaps we can go into Yizkor Rifki. We can go through the video of the names of our Kehillah. And I'm going to apologize in advance if we, by mistake, left anybody off that list. It is the season to ask for forgiveness, and if we did, I apologize, and please let me know if we did so we can add them. But we will play just a few-minute video of the Elwood Shule, those who have passed away and those who have given in their names. It's the same names in the booklet plus a few that we missed out, and it has Ronnie singing El Malei Rachamim beautifully and myself with a translation. So take a moment, Rifki, hopefully this will work. We'll share the screen and we will just see the names.
El Malay Rachamim Shoyechein Bamroimim Hamatzei Menuchanechoina Al Kanfei Hashchina B'mahalais Kedoshim Etahoirim Kezoy Har Horokia Masirim Es Nishmois Chevrei Kihiloseinu Elwood Shule Shehalchu Li'olamam Ba'avor She'anachnu mispalalim Be'ad haskoras Nishmoiseihem Began Eden Tehei menuchasam Lachein Melorachamim Yastireim B'seise Kenofav Li'olamim V'yitzroi B'yitzroi Achayim Es Nishmoiseihem Adonai Nachalasom V'yanuchu B'shalom Al Mishkevoseihem V'noimar Amen.
O God, full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant proper rest on the wings of the divine presence, in the lofty levels of the holy and the pure ones, who shine like the glow of the heavens, for the souls of the Elwood Shule members and friends who have gone on to their world and for whose memory we pray. May their resting place be in the Garden of Eden. May the Master of Compassion shelter them in the shelter of his wings for eternity. May he bind their souls in the bond of life. God is their heritage. May they repose in peace on their resting places. And let us respond, Amen. Thank you, Rifki. Yehei Zichram Baruch. May their memories always be for a blessing. We at Elwood Shule will always remember those who came before us with the utmost respect. Many of those listed in my 13 years here, I knew personally. Obviously, some of them who passed on before then I did not get to meet, but they will always hold a very dear place in my heart. as I know they hold a dear place in yours. I should mention this high holidays would have been our family's bar mitzvah high holidays at Elwood. It would have been our 13th high holidays. And I thought to myself that just like there are so many bar mitzvah boys and bat mitzvah girls who are missing their bar mitzvah celebrations and bat mitzvah celebrations this year and having it on Zoom, well, we too won't be in shul for our 13th high holidays, but yet we are with you, you are with us, and we are thinking of you, and we look forward to being back in shul. As we said at Rosh Hashanah, it doesn't get any easier standing in an empty shul, especially after watching that. Thank you for all the lovely blessings that are coming through on the chat as well. We look forward to many more happy and healthy years together. So that brings our Saturday night, our Motzei Shabbat, Havdala and Yizkor Reflection to an end. Indeed, may we resolve this high holiday period to continue to give nachas and to continue the legacy of our loved ones, to pass on the flame to the generations that come after us as well, to make them proud, to make them proud. Friends, I bid you a good evening. Let's meet together tomorrow at 5 o'clock as we get into the Kol Nidre spirit from here. Same time, well, not same time, different time, but same place. Have a good evening, stay warm, and we will see you tomorrow. Rivki, you can unmute, you can end Facebook, and people can wish each other Shabbat Tov.